Welcome back to ciLiving. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes the hardest thing about working out is finding something that gives you a really good workout, but it's fun at the same time.
And here on ciLiving, when we think about physical fitness, we think of Joe Barlow.
I so appreciate that.
That's right.
I'm glad I wrote that in the
Fitness.
script. Our quest to find the perfect fun workout led me to Evolve Fitness Club in downtown Champaign. They have a class on Mondays and Fridays that brings workouts to new heights.
You definitely kind of pick and choose who you just say, oh, I'm off to pole class, too. Yeah.
Take the strength of a gymnast and combine it with the grace of a figure skater, and you get Evolve's pole fitness class.
There's definitely a stigma around it, you know, that's, I think, going to be around for some time, unfortunately. I did come out on Facebook, so I guess that's the first step.
We are on the news now.
We are on the news now.
I've had questions where they ask me, oh, are you training to be a stripper? I'm like, no, this is a fitness thing. It's kind of like a vertical gymnastics almost. And you can make it your own, you can make it personal, and then it can look sexy, but it's not inherently that way.
Anything could have been in strip clubs. It could have been aerial silks or trapezes, but it just happened to be a pole, sadly. And so there's nothing, you know, sexual about the pole, or there's nothing bad about the pole. It's just really how you see it and how you use it, and you know, it's just fun and dancy for us. So there's no taboo associated with it in here. It's just for fun.
Cassie Palmer Landry is a certified pole instructor. Like many of the participants, she has a dance background.
I've been a classical ballerina most of my whole life, and I never thought that I would ever get into aerial arts, but I went with a girlfriend to Chicago and we decided to try a pole class, and I was absolutely hooked ever since, and I never stopped. It's very, very different from the dance training that I have because it's so much upper body, so much core, and that's truly what I like about it.
There's not that many exercises I can do for good, like arm build-up, so it's mostly the arms.
Actually, people have noticed, you know, they'll make comments like, oh, your arms look strong, like, do you work out? And so that kind of provides a venue to bring it up and just explain what a good workout it is.
Just realizing how incredibly difficult physically doing this sport is. It just takes a lot of upper body strength, which is hard, especially for women. But at the same time, it's doable, and you just break it down in little pieces. And the progress that you see, for me, is really what was the most surprising, in a good way, of course.
Like, I actually ripped one of my shirts because it was holding on to my biceps. I was like, well, need new clothes now.
That was a proud moment, though, right? Or was that like a...
I was very proud. I was like, yes.
I've been surprised at how supportive the community is. In the middle of our class, you'll often hear people kind of break into applause and cheers, and it's because somebody has gotten a new trick, and that's a really satisfying feeling, and it's nice that everybody kind of shares those feelings with you and is really encouraging about that.
It definitely seemed more of like a close family atmosphere between all of the girls, instead of just kind of, you're at this pole, you're at this pole, you're at this pole.
I think everyone should try it once.
Yeah,
I really do.
Sure.
And, you know, see if it's something that, you know, could benefit you in any way, physically, emotionally, psychologically.
I became more comfortable with me just being me. I stopped caring about what other people thought of me or whether I was being watched or anything else. It became, I am who I am, and I'm okay with that.
It will always be an art and a dance in my book because that's where I come from. Some people see it as purely a fitness thing, and they go back to its Chinese pole dance or Indian pole roots, which is fine. So I think it's more of like a personal perspective, but for me it will always be an art. They are trying to push it into the Olympics in the next one, but we'll see. Some people don't feel that that's an appropriate place for it. Of course, there's all sorts of controversy about that, but for me it will always be an art.
That was fascinating. I have like so many questions I want to ask you right now. Like, why were you not up there?
Oh, well, you know, I mean...
At least that one was appropriate for television.
I know, I was like, what's going on?
I could not ask.
Well, I mean, just to be clear, I mean, that is a physical, intense workout. And I actually do know, because you brought it up, and tomorrow we'll be taking a look at that, but I brought a short clip.
Oh, of you?
Yeah, let's take a look.
This is like combining two things I'm not great at, which is physical fitness and like movement, body.
I mean, I think he's doing great. Don't you think he's doing great? We're loving it.
They both said good.
We're loving it.
So if that, if that doesn't make you want to watch how I actually look once I get going, I don't know what will.
Now, seriously, when you're getting used to that, that's tough though, because you're trying to get a sense of where you are on this pole and stuff. And I would imagine you are pretty self-conscious.
Right, and I love the comparison to gymnastics, because when you think about it, I mean, that's a lot like it is just a different way of doing
you're
that.
Supporting your own body weight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing a lot of people might not realize. That's
and
tough.
the other thing is you're making it look like it's not hard.
Yes, with a pretty
if you're good at it, you're like you're like a dancer, you're like a gymnast. So props to them, and tomorrow
I can't wait to see
We'll see the final product, Joe Barlow. All right.